We live, man. We live.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
Before we get started, we want to give all praises to
Power
Yahweh,
by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Aki teaching about the mind wild mock. That's the sincerity and truth. The Great Millstone branch here in Dallas, Texas, in class day. And what we want to get into today is the self-proclaimed white man, the Edomites in the Bible, the biblical Hebrew Edomites. You know, I know people been watching our lessons and coming to the YouTube and you see this group debate this group and that group debate that group and all these different things, you know, but at the same time, Esau need to be told about himself too.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you, through the spirit over the past month, this nigga been sitting back chilling, watching Sakari go off and watching this group go off and watching Great Millstone correct, watching IUIC go off, watching all these other groups go off, and the confusion that's in the midst of the nation of Israel. But at the same time, the prophets are sticking to the top. Because even though we take time to correct 2/3 of the nation of Israel, we also prophesy. You see? And the prophecy say that the self-proclaimed white man, who's the biblical Hebrew Edomite, his judgment is on the horizon too. You know?
Yeah.
Watching Jake go back and forth and all that, y'all, that's fine, Danny. All that's a part of the story. But who's the number one enemy?
Esau.
According to the scriptures, it's Esau. We can get into that whole history.
Right.
You know? But the topic of this discussion is Esau is the end of the world. Somebody pull that precept.
This is Second Ezra chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 7 because, but he's asking the question, about the end. Yep. All right. So this is Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. And it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows?
Speaking of the time that he was living in, man. You see, being in captivity, seeing Edomites doing too much, all these different things. Same thing that's going on today. We get into our head sometimes and be like, Lord, how long is this going to last?
Yeah.
You see? But according to prophecy is where you get your answer from, right? You see? It's not a date on prophecy, but prophecy is coming.
Yeah.
You see? It's still stuff in January that haven't happened. I mean, Genesis that haven't happened yet. You know? Yeah. January too. Go ahead.
But when you said January, I knew you saw Genesis,
The head.
Yeah.
That's the beginning. You know?
Verse 8. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Going into the history. You see? It goes, this whole black-white thing goes back to Jacob and Esau. Actually, it goes back to Cain and Abel. You see? But we'll worry about that later. You see? But these questions that we have, and it always, don't say, if you sincerely question things, on the right-hand side, everything is going to go back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. On the left-hand side, everything is going to go back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see? But the Lord set up Esau to play a role. That role was going to have an origin, and it's going to have an end.
Yeah. Mind if I bring this precept out? Because
Okay.
it's going to play a role. And ultimately, when you read this verse right here, it's going into the strength that Jacob has of the Most High, how Esau's able to be pulled down by Yahushua. That's right there fulfilling the strength of Israel in a sense, It's going to tell you here in Hosea 12. But this is Hosea chapter 12, verse, I'm going to start at verse 2 and read down to verse 4. It says, Yahweh also had the controversy with Judah, and he used Esau as that whipping stick to pretty much to execute his controversy he had. He used Esau to be the whipping stick only for a temporary period of time, and that's part of the Lord's plan. It says, And I will punish Jacob according to his own ways, and to his doings will he recompense him. He took his brother by the heel and the womb, and by his strength he had power with the Most High. So that's why he grabbed the heel to show forth, Esau had this time to rule, but ultimately Yahushua is going to lead the charge and pulling Esau down. So the reason why that happened was to signify the strength that Jacob has. Just want to bring that up real quick.
And the thing about it, the Lord set it up. The Lord puts in power who he wants to put in power.
Right.
You see? And he does it for his own reasons. You see? The Lord says, my thoughts are above your thoughts. My ways are above your ways. So for the Lord to put the role of Esau, but for the Lord to give Esau the role that he gave him, it was his decision. You see? But it's also his decision to destroy him. You know, just like when the Lord sent the angel to kill all the Israelites after David numbered Israel. You see, that angel went until the Lord told him to stop. When the Lord told him to go, he went. When the Lord told him to stop, he stopped. Esau ain't no different. You see, Esau's power is given. You know, bring it up.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7 says, "For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way."
You can bring it down.
Yeah, so the mystery of iniquity is talking about it was the Romans at the time, but you know who was ruling Rome. So when it says that the mystery of iniquity does already work, the mystery of wickedness is already in power at this time, right? And the Apostle Paul knew that they will be back in power again, right? See, because he's, he suffered right with Yahweh. He knew the mystery, right? Said only he that now letteth will let. And when you get that word "let," pretty much that word "let," when you get it, it pretty much means to restrain. See what I'm saying? So it says he that now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So Esau set up a particular position that he's going to rule for a particular period of time until the Most High going to take him off the way. Everybody's not going to go beyond the said measure that the Lord has set up for him. He has bound. He's not going to be able to pass. Right? See, and when you understand that, it helps you not get offended at prophecy. Right. Not get offended at what the bullshit Esau is doing. Right. You tend to look more. You look forward to the prophecy.
Yep.
You see him doing some wickedness. You're like, man, I can't wait for the Lord to get this dude. You see, and that's what we are. You know, you got more?
Oh, that was
I got one. Just to back him up. Just one verse. This is Psalm 73 and 17. It says, "Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end." And that gives us comfort and a sense of hope, you know, and not getting offended at what the Lord is doing, using Esau as a whipping stick to whoop us into shape as a nation, because we went off. We know the prophecies at the end of the day that Esau is the end of the world, like we're going to read, and Jacob is the beginning of that follow. So we're not going to forever continue to be in this position. Esau, he's just been set up for an appointed time. That time is almost up.
right.
That's
All right, we can go back to it. This is back in 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And it reads, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau." That's what I'm saying. The only way we're going to get our answers is from the scriptures. You see? Ezra was asking a question, but he had to go to the scriptures to get the answer. You know what I'm saying? The angel let him know. He's like, look, and it knows and all that. So when you get to that spiritual gate and you stand there asking why, the answer is going to come through the scriptures, man. You got all these people that's talking about they saved and all this old crazy stuff. I have no idea what's going on, what time they living in, or none of that. Right. They don't know that Esau is the end of this thing and Jacob is the beginning of the next.
Right. They
don't know that what's that? Sirach 10 and 8.
I'm holding it actually.
Let's go, champ.
This is Sirach 10 and 8. It says, "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by the kingdom is translated from one people to another."
That's what I'm saying. And you think the way these people talk about this whole voting shit, you would think that the next kingdom is gonna be because of the next president. No. It's the same kingdom that's gonna fall. You see? Ill-gotten gains, riches got by the sea. That's why the kingdom is falling. That's why this kingdom is falling. You see? Just like the earth was given into the wicked, given to the hand of the wicked, it's gonna be given into the hands of the righteous.
Right.
And we see it in that transition. And it's biblical. That's what I'm saying. We ain't just a bunch of mad Negroes that's like, no, we talk. No. What we saying is gonna happen through the spirit. Right. It's been plenty of niggas that went out to protest. What you think all these rallies and all this shit for? The Proud Boys, all these, ain't none of them niggas, right? None of them know what the hell going on. They just hurt.
We're proclaiming what the Lord has prescribed for this place.
And we're the only ones doing it.
Right. Jeremiah 51 and 7 and 8. There shall be no healing of Babylon, man.
You see? That's how you know that. That's how you. It's prophecies that show you who's ruling right now. Right? So, having that understanding, it's our duty to come out here and say, look, this shit over with, man. Either repent or lament. That's where we at.
Man, that's it. Literally.
You know? But as we get into this lesson, we want to establish that Esau himself wasn't going to get away. in the singular form, and the Edomites, which are his descendants, in a plural form as a nation, ain't gonna get away. And it's based on the prophecies, man. You see? Go ahead.
This is back in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. And it reads, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand." Salakia. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not. So, pretty much it.
Yeah. So it's giving Ezra insight on how this thing is gonna play out. And and it's gonna be in the future. You know what I'm saying? Shalom.
Can we read, go down, can you jump to what, 18?
No problem.
Just to back up the point furthermore. Because it backs up also what you just read, what you going to say. That's only 2. Right now, Esau's being exposed too. That's a part of his kingdom collapsing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just that exposure campaign.
Right.
You know, the man of sin being revealed.
That's it.
You know?
Well, that's, if I may, I'm gonna read 13 and then jump to 18.
Yep.
You got exposure campaign. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 13. It says, "So he answered, and he said unto me, Stand upon thy feet, and hearing a mighty sounding voice." Now that mighty sounding voice really talks about Yahushua, but Yahushua dwells within us. So that mighty sounding voice is being recited also when we preach. The exposure campaign, like you said.
In Isaiah 13, we're going in the gates of the nobles, man, shaking the hand, man. We're condemning Esau and his own kingdom. At one point, people get lynched, hung up on light posts, even at the spot where we used to preach, man.
Yep.
But the Lord got it set up in this time to where we like telling you, hey, you going down. We behind the enemy, behind telling our enemy that they going down, man.
Man, I'm gonna read down to 18. It goes right in there. Straight.
Hey, let's go, champ.
This is verse 14, and it says, "And it shall be as it were a great motion." This is the reaction to the word being brought out here. All right, to be a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid. For the word is of the end, and the foundation of the earth is understood. And why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. All right. So this word being recited is causing things to go in motion and shake. And it ultimately starts with Yahushua speaking, but again, through prophecy being brought out, things are happening in the earth. Revelation, the 11th chapter goes into that. And 2 witnesses speaking in the power that comes with them. Okay?
It says it must be changed too. That's
Yeah.
in order for the kingdom of heaven to be established, ultimately, it has to be a change, man. This shit like this can't continue forever.
You got to go to the straight to appreciate the water. You know, you got the straight things have to happen in order for the broad things to grow, right?
That's right. Verse 17, "And it happened that when I heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. And it said, Behold, the days come," this is verse 18, "Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth."
So just like Elder Yashua always say, the closer the Lord gets coming back, the more people bug out. You see? And they lose it, but they completely lost the sight of who their enemy is and who their power is.
Right.
You see? And their power is working, and their enemy is working, and they still trying to take selfies and do all this other crazy shit. Who's better out of LeBron and Kobe? Who gives a fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at what Jake is focused on. We at the end. Esau is the end. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. And I still got to argue with a nigga about the hell. No, I don't.
Right.
No, I don't. No, I don't. It's like whether they hurt or whether they forbear.
Arguing about fringes.
You see?
How many years look they're gonna get all that type of shit?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's really important to. That's really important to Jake.
Black culture.
Black culture.
Yeah, that's it.
You see? But that's what I'm saying. Esau being the creator of a nigga. Esau created niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why he in the world. That Clone Tyrone movie, bro. You know what I'm saying? That Clone Tyrone movie, bro. Those niggas don't understand, but we do. You know what I'm saying? We to the point where we willing to die for this thing. You know? You got something?
Yeah. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 38 and 39. It says, "But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy."
That's what I'm saying, man. You got all these Israelite groups, but only one of them prophesying. IUIC ain't prophesying. They're not telling you what's coming. ICPK, they're not telling you what's coming. Sakari ain't. Genesis ain't. AOI. Go get all the goddamn alphabets. Who gives a fuck at this point? Everybody always tell you what they gonna do. But they ain't telling you that Esau is the end and Jacob is the beginning. That's what a Jacob needs to be knowing. You see, the elect of the nation of Israel has the concept. We just got to endure to the end. You see? But the Lord set him up to deceive. Right? To be ruthless, to be cunning, to be the devil. Right?
Yeah.
Just like you got, bro, the devil will throw a rock in the crowd and hide his hand and let everybody else go through all this confusion while he over here count the money up. You know what I'm saying? So why Jacob? So why Genesis debate, right? Why Sakari want to deal with Sarnetta? Why IUIC want to blitz the church, do all this bullshit, right? While they doing all that, we telling the nation, look, man, this is what it is. All that shit over there, that shit over there they doing ain't fine and dandy. No. But that's what I'm saying. Esau set up all that confusion so he could work. But the prophets ain't having it. You see, the Lord said the prophets have to be like, look, no, it ain't that. It's this. Esau is the end. That ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. Right? So whether you talk about Esau himself or whether you talk about the nigga babies, they all screwed. You know?
Shit.
Antiochus. We can get into Antiochus in a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna get on the Esau and we're gonna get on the Edomites.
Right.
You see? Treaty breaking, rape, rob, murder, everything. It never stopped with this nigga. He gonna have to be stopped. Who's gonna stop him? Yahweh. You see, it said Jacob held his heel. You know? So let's who hold this up?
I'm holding the book right here.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, y'all break y'all precepts down too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whoever got a precept, let's go in order.
Isaiah 47:10 says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me." See, Esau think the wickedness and all his madness he's doing, that he's gonna be revealed. He's not gonna be revealed. What we just read, I think brought out in 2 Thessalonians, he's gonna be revealed. But when he's revealed, then what? That's when really the prophets really got to say, this is what's coming after that. All right, this is what's coming after. And what is it? He's gonna be what? Destroyed. All right, that goes into Sirach 10 and 8. You know, it's gonna come to what? After that, his kingdom is brought low. All right, it's gonna be transitioned to what? The kingdom of heaven. All right, we can't just say, okay, he's the devil. Okay, so what you gonna do about the devil? You gotta prophesy and let him know that the Lord is going to come back. But we're going to bring this kingdom down, starting by what? This word. And it's going to be, and it's spread. Right? So it's a revealing, and then it's going to be a bringing down of this stronghold. And then what? Then it's going to have what? The Lord is going to reveal this stuff, which he's doing it. Because it says, the Lord, when these things start happening, the Lord is what? Visiting the earth, which he made.
Ezekiel 35 and 6. Speak up too, brother. This is Ezekiel 35 and 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord of power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See that thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
See, I was like, you do dirt, you get dirt. Pretty much. You see? The same, I would say the blood that was, he tell you that was that number 35. The only way to cleanse the blood of the land is to shed the blood of him and shed it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Blood is coming to this man. That's what the way the Lord wants. You see? Go ahead.
That's pretty much it. You know, what's it? Job 15 talks about the terrible sound that's in his ear. So we know that this kingdom is pretty much at its end. You can't continue to export violence and think you're going to import peace. It doesn't work like that. You know? So now the nations they pretty much smell blood, man. Call all y'all about you guys by taking in this man's rulership, man. So now blood is getting ready to pursue these people, man.
That's right. And after that blood pursues them, the word is gonna continue on without them eventually. Right. You see, because the whole thing with Esau is he has an origin and an ending, and it's already. You know what I'm saying? And within his story, the nigga ruled twice. The nigga ruled twice.
Got 2 chances.
You know what I'm saying?
You struck out both times.
So it is what it is on that. But the thing is, we live in a society where this nigga's in charge. So you got so-called watch what you say and speak in code and do all this type of stuff. Well, that's fine and dandy. Because speaking in code and doing these things, rolling the way that we roll it in the spirit, he's still being exposed. They can't put his finger on nothing. Scrambling. What's that? Where it talk about him being thrust through. You know, bring it up.
Let's go on just for Amalek. You mentioned speaking in code and all that, but at the end of the day, the Lord wanted it, and He's going to be taken out of the way. Now, this is a prophecy pertaining to Amalek, who was of the chief house of the nation of Edom. As we read earlier in 2nd Ezra 6, Esau is the end of the world. So he's going to be in the leadership seat in the end of the world. All right. So this is pertaining to Amalek, who is the chief house of Edom. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 18, actually. This is Numbers 24 and 18. All right. And this is a vision that Balaam, the prophet for Ire, had pertaining to the end of the world in the nations and how they're going to be subject under the nation of Israel in that time. So it says in verse 18, and Edom shall be a possession, not just Esau, but the whole nation of people, Edom. All right, the nation. Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for its enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. And when you go into Seir, Seir acts as another code for Esau, Edom. When you go into the word Seir in Hebrew, any of you brothers know how to say Seir in Hebrew? It's Sha'ayar, which means hairy. All right, so another indicator that Esau is the hairy one that came out in Genesis 25. Okay, so it says, and Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth in the city. Just talking about Yahushua. Verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took on his parable. All right, so there's a parable that's being spoken of about Amalek right now. It's a dark saying, but we understand fully what this parable means. Right? It said Amalek was the first of the nations. So Esau is the end of the world. Amalek is the first in the position seat right now. All right, but his latter shall be that he perisheth forever. So this is the Lord's intentions. You got to spawn.
If I said about that verse, for you younger brothers, what's that word first? You don't know, so I'm good with it. That word is Barashia. Like beginning, chief, first, head.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So as the preacher always going into, Esau right now was given the fatness of the world, of the earth. Let him know that he will be at the top. He was the first of the nation. Also, too, he was the first attack that's coming out of Egypt.
Right. Yep. That's where I was going.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when you read Exodus 17 chapter, that's why the Lord he swore, said, like, look, I'm gonna swear upon my name, I'm gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation. See what I'm saying? So these small hats, which are they're dukes of Edom. Amalek is a duke of Edom.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like they're a chief house of the house of Esau. The Lord, that's why you see what's going on with Amalek right now. They're being exposed so hard because Yahweh Shai is fulfilling what he said, that he would have constant war with Amalek from generation to generation. And the Lord is the only one that can bring him down. See? The Lord, Yahweh Shai, is the only one that has the power to bring down this thing. You can't do it on your own. That's why it's so important, the mere power of the word. See what I'm saying? We're preaching, the power of speech. It says Jericho fell, and Esau's fallen just by us speaking through the spirit, man. Sound vibration. That vibration's going on.
And it's happening now. It's happening now. You see, putting that vibration of his destruction. You see, he got all. The earth was given to him. You see, now it's about to be taken back. There ain't no way to get around it. What's that? What's that? Job 20. Now we go. Yeah. Let's get that. We want to make sure that the whole nation is going the fuck down, and individually you're going down. So we want to make sure we get the precepts to bring forth the understanding that you're not gonna get away. You see, They said, well, it was just Esau. No. It's the whole nation. The prophecy say the whole nation. So we're going to get the prophecy.
Well, the whole thing is, I'm sorry. They said people like to say, no, Esau. Like, check this out. People like to say, these Christians are like, no, it's talking about the person Esau. Okay, let's just say it. Let's say that's what you believe. Okay, cool. So that must believe that you must believe in reincarnation. Because Esau died a long time ago, didn't you? So if it's talking about just Esau, he died already. So what? If it's talking about Esau, that must be that he must be coming back.
I don't understand. All that deals with nations.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. All the individuality of Christians. That shit,
Yeah, but Herod, Antiochus, you know what I'm saying? All the Edomites, all of them gonna get it. See, what's it? Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14. They say we cutting off the nephew, we cutting off the pops, we cutting off the brother. Anything with a swinging rod is getting cut off. Who holds the seed? The man. So if you're gonna get rid of all the men, that means you're gonna get rid of a whole nation. You see, the women gonna be handmaids. You see, it's just gonna be the women.
Right?
Bro, father, son, nephew, all of it's gone. That's what the prophecy say. You know what I'm saying? So let's start getting some precepts. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to dry talk like the Mike be saying.
Hey, I'm gonna read quickly. I'm gonna just start.
We're gonna start with the elder and then work our way around.
This is Job 20:19. It says, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not. America, Babylon the Great, was given to Esau. You know, he didn't get it according to his own merit, according to his own hard work. That's why it's going to be taken away, like you just mentioned earlier, Elder. Verse 20, it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not say that which he desires.
See, this is where he's at now. You know what I'm saying? He's still moving forward with his plan, but he ain't as confident. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to see the prophets. You see, at one point, bro, this nigga had been lying for years, and it was cool. Now, everything is being swatted down and being challenged. Go ahead.
It says, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. And there's a shameful spewing on the glory of the wicked right now. It says in Habakkuk, you know, he's being diminished amongst the world empire right now, especially Babylon the Great America. He's looking as a laughing stock, man. Here's the point, verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
That's what I'm saying. Everything starting to backfire.
Right.
You know, all the pieces are starting to move into Armageddon. Right. Mm-hmm. We coming up on missile behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He done so much. And then his whole plan with this AI and MOTB. You know what I'm saying? We haven't even mentioned that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's still at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all the chaos about this.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like just bringing disorder to cause a reaction is to bring forth more draconian laws. Right. This draconian laws is here, but we ain't seen shit yet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really just volume low right now. It ain't really just smack down. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why the scriptures say, when you read it loosely paraphrase, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. When you read that verse, every hand of the wicked shall slay them. That's going into the terror that's going to come from the disorganization of the laborers that are here, you know, the heathen that are floating around, you know, not race wars, but more so class wars and such. So, you know, all that's going to take place because iniquity shall abound. You know, I forgot the word for iniquity in the Greek, anomia, the water. And it ultimately leads all out lawlessness. You know, so that's going to be the fruits of that anarchy, you know,
which leads you to the Apocrypha in 2 Corinthians 15, 16, 8, 9.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All these different chapters that's going in, all these prophecies, pardon me, all these prophecies that's coming, you seeing them come to pass. Because that's the blessing in being in this thing in sincerity and truth. You see what's playing out. You know how you watch a movie like Ocean's 11. You see everything happening live, but then they go back and they show you how all that shit was manipulated, how it played out. We got that ourselves. You see?
We in the movie, but we got the script. So
There
we
you
can
go.
go like, oh, well, this point. Oh, this how he get to this point.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You know when you get to that point in the movie where the superstar be like, all right, y'all, this is what we gonna do. Such and such, such and such. They start talking to the audience.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then they jump back to the movie.
Yeah, break
That's what we
the
doing.
Yeah.
You know?
We in the movie and we behind the camera too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And comic book
You know what I'm saying?
it's called
We
breaking
the
the third
spiritual
wall.
Spike Lee. We the spiritual Spike Lee.
You know what I'm saying? So being able to understand these things and break them down, we can't sit on this info. Because the Lord said, if you don't go out there and tell them what I said, you're gonna have blood on your hands.
That's
Right.
it.
You know? So I would much rather just do what the Lord say and prophesy and tell people what they need to hear. Because it ain't up to us whether they get the info. We went out there, we presented it, that was it. So we did our part. You know?
Yeah, making niggas get it ain't in our job description.
First of all, you can't. You can't. The Lord didn't give us that job.
Right.
Yeah.
He said whether they listen or not, just do what I said. Do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so he pretty much he put us in, but he gave us out. It ain't y'all fault if they don't listen.
Yeah.
I just need you to get out.
Just
You
get
know what
out
I'm
there and do it.
We like, okay. But yeah, who's reading? Bring it up.
This is I was gonna get one in 1 Corinthians 4, but I'll grab this. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 31. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut, and when it's like it says, and shut when thou shouldest repay.
You break it down?
Come, yeah, I'm gonna read it again. Sirach 4:31. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, because when Isaac, gave Esau, when you read the book of Genesis 27 chapter, the fatness of the earth, do it having the blessing of the sword. Esau, he stretched out his hand to receive it. But now we're in the times for where the Lord, Isaac, if you can receive it, okay, it's starting to require that which Esau has in his possession, starting with the Lord's chosen people, as well as the fatness of the earth, and do it heaven. And as you was mentioning earlier, the part about AI, this whole technocracy that's being set up. This is basically Esau and his desperate attempt to try to consolidate and have a grip on that birthright, man.
Yeah.
Which is not his. He sold it, man.
This
Just
is
like in Revelation, it said he knows he has but a short time.
Yeah.
You see? And that time is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, but the whole time, the prophecy is pushing that shortening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see? Because everything he come out with is based on prophecy. We basically, through the Spirit, telling him this is what you're going to do. And he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, by now, you would think that the MOTB will be off the table.
Right.
Like, hell no, I'm called. We're going to have to do something else. No, this nigga's pushing that shit.
Yeah.
He gonna still try to fulfill his purpose.
Yeah.
The Most High put it, All right.
Matter of fact, let's we'll use a Job, right?
Yeah, I finished with
Okay.
That's quick on the Job.
Let him write. We want to make sure we get Herod and the ocean stove.
Yeah.
Because the Lord ain't gonna have mercy on him. I would say any motherfucker more profane than Esau.
Yeah.
That's Hebrews 12.
You know what I'm saying?
He's outside of
Like
the
the Lord is pointing this dude out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start at the top, and read down just because, Job 14:1. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. You can start with Esau. That's his end all be all. He's gonna be cut down. He fleeth as a shadow and continueth not. And doest thou open up thine eyes upon such an one, and bringest me into judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not one. All right. So just going into it, Esau was a nation that was set up to rule the earth for a period of time and be taken out of the way. From the highest Edomite all the way to the lowest. He's an unclean nation, so you can't get anything clean out of it. Right. And verse 5 is a key point. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
You know what I'm saying? And he is trying to pass those bounds with this whole MOTB, this whole AI thing. You see? It ain't gonna work though. It ain't gonna work because, bro, he even show you in his movies. This nigga, his creation always turns on him. Yeah. You think the Lord gonna set up a creation that's gonna turn on him?
Right.
Absolutely not. That's how we know that this nigga is the end and Jacob is the beginning of the follow. Right. You see? Whether you're an individual Edomite, which builds up the nation. The nation is built of individuals. So you hoes ain't okay. Come on, man. Right. When it was just talking about Esau. He already got me. That's what you do. Well, what about? So you blame this nigga?
Right.
Oh no, that was just Esau. Esau been gone, but this nigga eating snake meat and killing Jacob and persecuting the prophets under the guise of Christianity. Christianity is dead. That's another creation that turned on. All this nigga creation turned on.
Yeah.
You see them niggas in the circus and shit get ate by the tiger?
Yeah.
You figured you created the scenario to where you was in rulership over this tiger.
Right.
Now you tiger food. His creations always turn on him, man. You see? Including Israel. You got 2/3 of Jacob that want this nigga to make it. But the prophecies even say they gonna turn on him.
Yep.
Everybody gonna turn on this nigga, man.
Yeah.
Revelation 17, Revelation 18, everything is gonna turn on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? The planet is turning on this nigga. Because he's the end. Everything is tired of it.
You don't want to let it go. Esau, he's a man that he won't let things go. He'd rather burn the whole house down than transition it over.
Over my dead body. Ain't that his phrase?
That's his phrase.
What dead body up there?
That's why I say
We're gonna step right on.
Matthew 24:22. You know, if the Lord don't shorten these days, it will no flesh be saved. But Esau will burn everything down before he let it go.
Yep. And spiritually, time is speeding up. You know what you got? What?
This is Job 18 and verse 18. It's speaking about the wicked if you can receive it. It says, "He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world."
From hump to pump. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go from sugar to shit. That's prophet. That's prophecy, man. It happened to us. That's what I'm saying. We went down. And we the righteous. So what you think gonna happen to him? And then you got these prophets like, matter of fact, somebody get that. We're gonna get the Antiochus one right now. You know what I'm saying? The elites, the ones that you never see, this is the type of stuff gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? They not, bro, they in charge, but they ain't in charge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now with Antiochus was so proud and so wicked and so devilish, you know what I'm saying, that the Lord got him. The Lord got him. You know what I'm saying? The way that the Lord did Antiochus, the way he rided him from the inside out, and he took that pride away from him to the point to where he was willing to be, I'll even be a Jew myself. He was in so much pain.
Yeah.
You know? That's the type of pain that the Lord is going to bring to these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Now. This is First Maccabees chapter 1. Let me just start from the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pick your spot. Yeah, we ain't got to read the whole chapter.
Okay. First Maccabees 1:1, just going into the root of it all. And it happened after that, Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim or Kaptium, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
Yeah, these are Edomites, right? Edomites. When you get into the Maccabees, when the scriptures talk about the earth was being given into the hands of the wicked, when you get to Maccabees chapter 1, it tells you how that group from Alexander to his four generals and wickedness multiplied in the earth. That's the fulfillment of the earth being given into the hand of the wicked because they used the sword, which was given to them by Isaac, you see, to take down the surrounding nations. Go ahead.
It says that he reigned in its stead the first over Greece. And there's that first again that we talked about before. You know, so he was in the chief seat in Greece, going into Philip, later on Alexander. It says, verse 2, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
That's what I'm saying. That's how the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. The Lord put the hand in the sword of this devil and let him do his thing to fulfill prophecy. Right? So, like we said, there's an origin and there's an ending when it comes to Edom. Go ahead.
Insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
I was saying, Alexander started crying when there wasn't no more When there wasn't no more nobody else to conquer, he was sad. You know, he was like, damn, what am I doing now? You know, and the Lord took him out.
Right.
He had an origin and a fucking ending.
That's evil right there.
You know? Go ahead.
Verse 4, And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
Mm-hmm.
And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Right? Talking about Alexander. Mm-hmm. He's out of there. I would say his beginning and origin have gone.
Yep.
Now, fast forward to Antiochus, which came out of the Seleucid line, which was one of his four generals. You see, the nigga had an origin, he had a fucking ending. So let's get into his origin and ending. You know?
Verse 6, wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Mm-hmm. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place.
Right.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. And so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied upon the earth.
Right. Ptolemy, Seleucid, Lysimachus, and what's the last one? You see, and the Seleucid Empire, the Seleucid is where Antiochus came from.
Yep.
Let's go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ruled over the realm of Toily Syria, as they would call it when you research it. Verse 10, and there came out of them a wicked rule, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Mm-hmm.
And in those days there went out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Yep. And Antiochus put hell on Jacob. Yep. He put pure hell on Jacob. Like ridiculous. Go ahead.
You keep going with okay.
Jump down to where the Lord started dealing with him.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Yeah. Chapter 9.
Yeah, I was going to add Antiochus Epiphanes. When you go into the surname Epiphanes, it means God manifests.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to show you the pride of these damn Edomites. That's just how they get down. That's what the book of Obadiah.
Yeah, that's what you got. Like Coxwell. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He like, them they pretty much state that, now they literally claim themselves to be God. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like open. That's why they say like if God was to flood the earth again, we don't care. We got particular technology that we'll be able to circumvent God flooding the earth. Let you know who's in power and leadership all over again. You know what I'm saying? So this is Esau Edom. This is them. They're the ones that's in power right now, man. So what's the Lord going to do? He's going to bring it down. The Lord have never seen anybody brought down before.
Fine. Let's get Antiochus. We got it. We established his origin. Now let's get on his end.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 9, verse 5. It says, but the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague.
Right, so this is your individual, right? For people that say, well, it was just Esau. This is an Edomite in the hands of the Lord. Fucking terrified. Is it not a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power? Well, this fact it did. Let's see what happened to him.
God. It says, for he, as soon as had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was remediless, meaning uncurable.
I was saying stomach hurt. Started out with a stomach ache. Watch how the Lord proceeds to make this nigga more and more and more and more and more uncomfortable. Let's go.
God. It says, a pain of the bowels that was remediless came upon him, and sore torments of the inner parts. And that most justly, for he had tormented other men's bowels with many and strange torments.
Man.
Howbeit, he nothing at all ceased from his bragging, but still was filled with pride.
So I'm saying, his stomach bug. Oh, my stomach bug.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's still talking shit. Right. He ain't figured out what it is yet.
People keep working shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? He don't realize what's going on. But that pride is being broken.
Right.
Go ahead.
Done. Continuing on in verse 7. Howbeit, he nothing at all ceased from his bragging, but still filled with pride, breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews.
Bro, that's how the Edomites are. The scriptures tell you they're not going to repent.
Right.
Right?
Revelation 9.
When you in pain, though, when you in pain, it's different.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Gone. It says, and commanding to haste the journey, but it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall, all the members of his body were much pained.
That's what I'm saying. So it started out with a stomach ache. You know what I'm saying? Now he done fell off his horse. He all broken up and busted up. You know what I'm saying? And it's continuing to get worse.
Got knocked off his high horse.
You know what I'm saying? It's continuing to get worse. Go ahead.
Gone. Verse 8, it says, and thus he that a little afar thought he might command the waves of the sea, so proud was beyond the condition of man, and weighed the high mountains in balance, was now cast on the ground, and carried in an horse sitter, showing forth unto all the manifest power of the Most High, so that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man.
That's what I'm saying. He riding from the inside. Bro, this nigga, he's decomposing while he's still alive.
Right.
This nigga's still living. Decomposing.
Yes,
Stench.
worms
see?
coming out and everything like that.
And the Lord ain't gonna have mercy on the individual Edomite or the nation. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's ironic too enough when you read the scriptures going into Esau's fall, which this is called talking about an individual, but it says the worm shall be under thee and be over thee. You know, and how the Lord had the poetic essence of actually having worms come out this nigga.
Yep.
You know, when he went to his fall, you know, the Lord is bad like that, you know.
I'm saying the same Lord that did this to him has plans to do that to the whole nation.
That's right. That's right.
See? Now it say the nephews, the uncles, all the men gonna get cut off. You see, so we get an insight on how much pain the Lord is going to inflict on. It was like, yeah, the nation is going down, but the nation is made up of what? Individuals.
Right.
You know? So if the Lord decides to do this, or this, whatever he decides is going to happen to them. You see? And the end result is destruction, which is what we're leading up to. Go ahead.
Verse 9. So that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man, and whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army.
That's what I'm saying. They can't stand to be around him. It's so bad. He's starting to stink up the joint. You know what I'm saying? And you already know he's being hella unreasonable because he's in pain.
Right.
Yelling and screaming at everybody.
Yeah.
You know, lose it. You know, just imagine this. Just imagine this. You know what I'm saying? Happening, and you, bro, when you can't do nothing but hurt. Yo, Lord, man, this devil, man. You see, bro, the plan, the prophecy is to burn the whole nation.
Right.
Go ahead.
Most I had living in the courts.
Yeah. Yeah. Parasites.
Yeah. Through.
Yeah.
He was through.
Verse 10. And the man that thought a little afore he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry forth intolerable stink.
That's what I'm saying. You got to carry this dude. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I can only imagine how those the so-called elite families, when they be in their 90s and shit, and they finally pro, and they make it and they put it on the news and shit, bro, I can only imagine how that last few whatever was. You can't tell me that they just walked off. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assume that they was in pain.
Oh, it said that he reached to the stars of heaven, bro. Back then, that knowledge wasn't even priest back then. Oh man! I got a quick precept.
Bring it out.
This is Daniel chapter 11, verse 45, and this is a prophecy of Antiochus' fall right here. Daniel 11 and 45 says, "And he shall plant," talking about Antiochus, symbolically Esau still.
Yep.
"And he shall plant the tabernacle of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain." You know, going into what he was able to do. It says, "Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him."
Shut up. You see? Because you see, his man, he's stinking. You know what I'm saying? He was hard to be around. You see? But all this came from this nigga's pride. It was prophesied that he was gonna be this proud. You know? Go ahead. Oh, he might. Hey, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't rule that out.
Yeah.
You got something, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
Yep. That's it. That's it. You see? And that pride, I said that pride is to, you see what his pride did. And what happened to him way back then? Imagine the pride of at least the knowledge have increased. You see what they say? If the Lord decides he don't want to make it rain no more, we can do it. We don't care. That's that pride. You see? Okay.
It's not, he wasn't, I mean, entitled. First Maccabees 2:61. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him should be overcome. Fear not then the work of sinful men, but his glory shall be
done your works.
Wow, that's it, man. That's
That's
it.
my favorite.
Yep.
Never taught that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Man.
That was Matthias, right? Was that, man,
Yep, that's
Nice.
I never even caught that.
He's gonna come in and shoot 3. Okay, let's get back.
This is back in 2 Maccabees chapter 9, verse 11. Here, therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of the Most High.
It's just like in Job when Elder Dr. was bringing it up a while ago. How his fullness of the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Yeah,
That's what's happening in the Antiochus right here. He was in the fullness of his sufficiency, hurting like a motherfucker. Go ahead.
God, it says of himself, of the scourge of the Most High, his pain increasing every moment.
Every moment.
Not even every day, every moment.
That's what I'm saying. Every breath is getting worse. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words: It is meet to be subject unto the Most High, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as he were the Most High. This wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now no more would have mercy upon him, saying thus, that the holy city, to the which he was going in haste, to lay it even with the ground, and to make it a common burying place, he was set as a library. So now he's having to change of heart all of a sudden when it's too late. You know?
You know what I'm saying?
Now you want to get preparation.
You know what? I'll do whatever you want me to do to this point. He's been broken completely down. You see? Let's see if the Lord have mercy on him though.
God, continuing on, it says in verse 15, I'm sorry, it said liberty, not library. I'm sorry, excuse me. He was set at liberty. My bad. Verse 15, and as touching the Jews, whom he had judged not worthy, so much as to be buried, but to be cast out with their children to be devoured of the fowls and wild beasts, he would make them all equals to the citizens of Athens, and also the holy temple.
I'll leave your people alone.
You're right.
Just, I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, he couldn't even stand his own smell. Like, what can you do? You can't stand the smell of your own stink,
That's crazy.
but you still can't do nothing. You can't move because you're all busted up.
You can't shower. You know how sometimes you smell it, right?
You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do nothing.
Verse 16. It says, in the holy temple, which before he had spoiled, he would garnish with goodly gifts and restore all the holy vessels with many more.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna clean up his mess. I'll clean up my mess, Lord. He repented.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And out of his own revenue,
Somebody get no repentance for Esau.
defray the charges belonging to the sacrifice.
So look, I come out my pocket. I do this. I do that. Lord wasn't hearing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Lord wasn't trying to hear none of that. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Yea, and that also he would become a Jew himself.
Keep the law. I keep the law, statutes, and commandments. I tell everybody to push the law, statutes, and commandments. Just get this pain out.
Yeah, fringes.
Yeah.
It says, and go through the world that was inhabited and declare the power of the Most High.
That's what I'm saying. I go out and push this truth. Go ahead.
And then verse 18. But for all this, his pains would not cease. For the just judgment of the Most High was come upon him.
That's what I'm saying. His pain would not cease because the just judge of the just judgment of the Lord was on him. You see? And the Lord don't change his mind. You think the Lord going to change his mind in the middle of judging somebody? Like, no, the judgment was already set. Go ahead.
Therefore, despairing of his health, he wrote unto the Jews the letter unwritten, containing the form of supplication after this manner.
Mm-hmm.
And that supplication is begging.
Yeah.
Pleading. Verse 19, Antiochus, so this is his letter.
Yeah.
Antiochus, king and governor, to the good Jews, his citizens, wisheth much joy, health, and prosperity.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Can you imagine the pain he had to be in to write that letter?
So much pain, he couldn't even stand on business. No
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know, he was forcing people to sacrifice pigs and all kind of stuff, bro. Like this nigga was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Now, to the good Jews who I love so much.
Right.
We gonna see what happens to this nigga.
Verse 20, and if your children fare well and your affairs be to your contentment, I will give great thanks to the Most High, having my hope in heaven. As for me, I was weak, or else I would have remembered kindly your honor and goodwill. Returning out of Persia,
I'm talking about he kissing ass.
Sound like a politician.
Yeah. Didn't wasn't that Joe Biden that called himself apologizing to the Native Americans?
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine what that motherfucker's going through.
Yeah.
But whatever. Whatever, man. Let's go.
We caught her on camera like 3 times. Returning out of Persia and being taken with a grievous disease, I thought it was necessary to care for the common safety of all, not disturbing mine health, but having great hope to escape this sickness. That's what he did all that, man.
Can you imagine him reading that letter?
Man, right? Praising the Lord like a mother reading that letter.
We're gonna rejoice at the downfall, man.
That's right.
We're gonna rejoice at the downfall of the heathen, just like they rejoiced at the downfall of us, man. When we failed at party. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 23. But considering that even my father, at what time he led an army into the high countries, appointed a successor, to the end that if anything fell out of contrary to expectation, or if any tidings were brought that were grievous, they of the land, knowing to whom the state was left, might not be troubled. Again, considering how that the princes and the borderers and neighbors unto my kingdom await for opportunities, and expect what shall be the event, I have appointed my son Antiochus.
And the reason we going through this whole letter is because you see how the Lord inflicted this pain on him and how he's responding to it, right? And the Lord still didn't deliver him after all this stuff that he promised he was going to do.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of pleading.
Yeah. You know? Go ahead.
Whom I often committed and commended unto many of you when I went up into the high providences, to whom I written as follower. Therefore I pray and request you to remember the benefits that I have done unto you generally.
That's what I'm saying. You see that? Now keep in mind. He had already put hell on Jacob.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Killing women and children and shit. You know what I'm saying? Knocking off men. Doing all the things that he was doing. Sacrificing all those things that he did. Now, he's saying, well, just remember that I at least did this. Damage I already done. You know? Go ahead.
What verse you?
Verse, excuse me.
20,
Yeah, I'm pretty much in verse, just read verse
26.
Yeah, 26, yep.
I can read it.
Come on, Sean.
Okay, TNT, verse 26, it says, now I strongly urge each of you to keep in mind the good things that I've done for you, both individually and as a nation.
Right? Individually and as a nation. That's what we've been talking about this whole time, right? Individually, Jake got messed up. As the nation got messed up. Same thing here. Go ahead.
And to continue in your goodwill towards me and my son. I am confident that he will treat you with fairness and kindness, just as I have always done.
Sure. Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Look,
Holy Ghost. And so this murderer who had cursed God suffered the same terrible agonies he had brought on others, and then died a miserable death in the mountains of a foreign land.
Can you read that last line one more time?
The one I just yeah, 27 says, I am confident that he will treat you with fairness and kindness, just as I have always done.
Mm-hmm.
And so this murderer who had cursed God suffered the same terrible agony he had brought on others.
That's what I'm saying. So after all that repenting, after all that begging, after all that supplication, the Lord still killed that nigga. So now let's get that precept.
Yeah. It's in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Esau, right? Esau had the Edomites.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
Mm-hmm.
Where you know,
You can read about that back in Genesis. Go ahead.
where you know how that afterward, he would have inherited the blessing. He was rejected,
Mm-hmm.
for he found no place of repentance.
No place of repentance. We got an individual version of it. We got the nation version of it in Obadiah, right? We're gonna get that. We're gonna end in Obadiah. But somebody get Isaiah 14. Somebody get Isaiah 14. You pull your precept what you got, but we're gonna get Isaiah 14 because it talks about the destruction of all the men. You got it?
I'm gonna finish it out.
Okay, done.
And he says, though he sought it carefully with tears.
See, he saw it carefully with tears. He writing letters. You know what I'm saying? In pain, all busted up, but still got a scribe. Like, look, tell him. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't write, of course. The thing was through. You know what I'm saying? So he had a scribe write a letter, talk about all. Look, just remember the good that I did. You talk about after all the man.
Send the mercies of
Lord, what happened? You see, so after all that, so this is letting you know that the Lord not gonna have mercy. You see, he said he gonna have mercy on who he gonna have mercy on. He gonna have compassion on who he gonna have compassion on. The mercy goes to Israel.
That's so sweet.
You know?
His sin reached to heaven.
Yep.
It was already set.
He fulfilled his life.
He fulfilled his life. That measure
Yep.
that was set for him to fit. He filled it.
That's it.
And there was nothing he could do about it. I had to count my heroes, but I mean,
How long we been on?
We've been going for an hour and a minute.
Yeah, right.
It's only 3 verses. It says, Acts 12 and 20. It says, and Herod was highly displeased with them of Tyre and Sidon, but they came with one accord to him, and having made Blastus, the king's chamberlain, their friend, desired peace, because their country was nourished by the king's country. And upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne, and made an oration unto them. The oration is freedom of speech. It says, and the people gave a shout, saying, it is the voice of a God, not a man. And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not the Most High the glory.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was eating the worms and gave it to go.
That's another Edomite.
Right?
Another Edomite. Going from sugar to shit. Hump to pump.
And he was eating my worms.
You see? So when you think about what the Lord is doing to this nation, individually and as a whole, that brings fear. You see? And it also brings hope. Because you see what they doing, and you like, man, come on now. Come on, man. Like put the booty, come on, man. You know? When you look at the stuff, where this nigga putting his plans out, this nigga like telling you what he gonna do, and that's just that. We just got to roll with it. Nah, man. No. It ain't gonna work like that, man. This what you got?
Sirach 39.
Bring it out. And then get Isaiah 14. The son and nephew, you know what I'm saying?
Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 38 and verse 15. He that sinneth before his maker, let him fall into the hand of the physician.
Position, yeah. That's a hard word to say.
But yeah, that's the point. As the elder was just beautifully breaking down, just going to that account, the 2nd Maccabees, the 9th chapter, concerning Antiochus Epiphanes, man. You know, the Lord fell into the hands of the ultimate, physician, which is, Yahweh by Shemal Shah. Because the physician, he has the power to, to heal you, to remedy the plague that you're going through. See, but the Lord himself is against you, like that. So there is no healing unto the individual or to the nation. That's the cancer. So yeah, what do you do with the cancer? You get it out. The physician will remove the cancer. Right. I got
Whoever closer. Yeah, we working with this mic over here.
I was going to read it in NLT.
Hey.
This is Isaiah chapter 14. I'm sorry, verse 20 in NLT. You will not be given a proper burial, but you have destroyed your nation and slaughtered your people.
It's Esau have I hated, right? So if you hate Esau, whatever comes from Esau, the Edomites. You see? They just gonna throw throw Esau up under the bus and reaped all these benefits. You know what I'm saying? Oh, not you a Christian.
You a Christian?
No, nigga. You okay? Well, then you a Christian Edomite. How about that? Go ahead.
The descendants of such an evil person would never again receive.
The descendants of such an evil person. You see? So you can't escape the judgment, man. Go ahead.
Kill this man's children, let them die because of their father's sins.
That's what I'm saying. That's in the Bible. Go ahead.
They must not rise and conquer the earth, filling the world with their cities.
That's what I'm saying. They done already did that. You see? Go words talk about cutting off the nephew. Yeah. Keep reading.
God, it says, verse 22, this is what the Lord of heaven of armies says.
This is what the Lord is saying. So all these people out here that got these Bibles, you see, all these people that want to come up and take pictures and put their hands all in your face and all this old goofy ass shit.
Right.
You see? I guess they missed this. Look, that's cool that you missed it because we heard it too. So you can't say you didn't know. I see this part of the Bible. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Go ahead, bro.
You see it now.
You know what I'm saying?
I myself have risen against Babylon. I will destroy its children and its children's children.
Go to the King.
Lord.
Go to the King James. It's juicy in the King James.
This is,
I need all that.
this is Isaiah 14, verse 22 in the KJV. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord Yahweh shot host, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord.
All the males gonna be destroyed of the Edomites. Every Edomite male will be destroyed. And I don't care what y'all got going otherwise. The Lord said that. So vocab.
Job 18 and 19. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling.
That's total extermination. You see, that's letting you know. Without men, you can't have a nation. You see, because the sons and the nephew, hey, get them up out of here. Get them out of here. You see, that's how they not gonna be able to rise up again, because it ain't gonna be nothing to rise from. You know? Go ahead.
Psalms 121 and 10. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they have intended evil against me. They have imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform.
So for all you Israelite scholars out there, when they gonna come back and take down the Lord and the Israelites? It's gonna be impossible because they ain't gonna be there. You see? I mean, what? How you gonna do it? Yeah. It ain't no book. It ain't no book. It ain't no book out there that's gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? All right, now let's go to Obadiah and then we can go ahead and close out that. Yeah, so just get straight to the stuff.
Obadiah 1:18. In the house of Jacob shall be fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau a stubble. They shall kill in them and devour them. Here's the point: there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it.
That's what I'm saying. Because the nephews and everybody cut off.
See,
The seed is cut off. Said the Lord.
Job 15:32 says that it'll be accomplished before his time, you know, in the fullness of his sufficiency. And his branches shall not be green. Now we know that's a dark saying. Branches mean regeneration, your lineage. Green meaning an evergreen tree, which is symbolic to immortality. So ultimately, they're going to be destroyed and not be any remaining. So, you know, the scriptures are really good.
Hey, that's it, man. Anybody got anything else? Hey, so with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. And yeah, man, this devil is not gonna win, man. The Lord did not set this devil up to win. He told us that we was gonna win if we be obedient, man. Yeah. So we gonna continue to fight, Lord willing. We endure to the end. And with that, we want to give all praises to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, that great millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim teaching about the mind, why blessing, sincerity, and truth. Shalom.
Shalom.